Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And if you're new here, my name is Manpreet. I share videos on self-development and creating a life that you love, with a bit of vegan food and some travel vlogs sprinkled here and there. In this video, I'm going to talk about balance. So if you've seen any of my previous videos about setting up for 2021, you'll know that my theme for the year is balance. So I'm just going to share a few things that I'll be focusing on to make sure I continue living a balanced life. So by balance, I mean making sure I spend an equal part of attention or time to every aspect of my life. If you want to figure out where you might be feeling unbalanced or where you are actually feeling quite balanced, you can start by separating your life into categories. Remember, this is completely unique to you and everyone has a different life, so they'll all have different categories. So make sure you just sit with yourself and think about things that actually resonate with you and mean something to you rather than going with what I say. Just for an example, a few of the common categories would be things like relationship, education or career, or they can be separate if you want, personal development and spirituality. You can also add things like food. You might want to incorporate more balance in food and fitness, your well-being. There's loads of aspects in your life where you can start to create a balance. So you would just have to sit with yourself and figure out what categories are most important to you. So for most of these things, I do feel quite content. I've been given a lot of knowledge and support on my spiritual journey, which has allowed me to make sure I stay balanced with that. Because for me, going too deep spiritually can kind of shut you off from the world, and that's not how I want to live my life. I want to make sure that I'm enjoying my days, enjoying the things that the world has to offer me, as well as making sure I reflect and go inwards as well. And the same with my relationships, not only with my husband but my friends and family. I feel like lockdown has actually had a huge impact on our relationships, because for me it's allowed me to strengthen the relationships that actually mean a lot to me, and also let go of the relationships that don't mean a lot to me. I feel like balance is important because if we're just focusing on a business, our career, a person, then we're not able to live our life to the fullest. And for me, that just doesn't align with how I want to live this life. I want to make sure I explore every single aspect of it if I can. And balance is an important way to do that. However, a part of my life where I really don't feel quite balanced is my work and personal life. And by personal life, I don't mean social life. I mean just doing the things that truly bring me joy, things that I used to do when I was younger, just for the sake of doing it. I feel like I've neglected that quite a lot. I noticed that I saw my personal time as something that was a waste of time, and if I had time to just sit around and do nothing, that's me wasting time, because I could have been doing some work or being productive instead. Which then just leads me to overworking and feeling burnt out with a lot of things that I do during the day, and then the cycle just repeats itself. So there are so many things that you can do to create a balance, and I think remembering to prioritize yourself is always so important. Prioritize yourself so you know when you're pushing yourself too hard, and you can recognize when you need to take a break as well. So now that I know this is where I need to create more balance in, I'll kind of look back and learn any patterns in my behavior when I'm working. So once I have this basic understanding of how I feel about my work and what I actually want to do to make sure that my work and personal life are balanced, then I'll come up with a routine. So I really love routines and I love time blocking. So if I was to say between 7 and 8 in the morning is my time for yoga, I'm more likely to follow through with that because it's written down. This is a nice way for me to start off because I'm kind of forcing the balance to happen. I'm forcing that hour to be dedicated to myself instead of starting with my work straight away. I've written down my ideal perfect routine and I remind myself of that every single night. I also know that sometimes it's not going to go as planned, but it's the intention that I have behind it, that even if I get most of it done, or if I follow through some kind of order in the morning where I'm giving myself time to do something that I want just for the sake of it, it feels like I'm setting up the right building blocks for the day. With that being said, I love a good morning routine, but my evening routine is where I struggle, and this is where the balance doesn't happen. It's a lot easier for me to stick to a routine in the morning because I know that as soon as that's done, I can spend however long I want on anything else. Whereas the evening, I know that I want to be in bed by a certain time, and that only leaves a small window for me to get things done. So let's say that I want to be done with everything else by 7 o'clock, so I can start to read, journal, do some meditation, or maybe do some yoga before I go to sleep as well. But what happens is that I let the work carry on to sometimes even 10 o'clock, so it's past the time that I actually want to go to sleep. So therefore my evening routine is either quite rushed or completely ignored. And there's two reasons why this happens. Either I've given myself too much to do, or I'm not focused enough. So for improving my focus, I like to start every single day off with morning pages. So I do have another video on this and I'll leave it linked below. You can check it out for more information. So writing morning pages can help me stay more focused on my tasks and making sure I actually complete them in the time that I'm given. And then I can have time and space for my evening routine as well. The next thing is I have to sit with myself and recognize that I've given myself too much to do. So let's say I have 5 things to do in the day and I suddenly get this amazing amount of productivity and motivation to actually really work on those things, and then it carries out through the evening and I forget about my evening routine, and I might be okay with that in the time, and I think that's completely fine as well, because if I'm on a flow, I'm gonna use that flow and use that energy. But it's the next day where I'll kind of feel like I regret not having time for myself, because either I'll wake up feeling tired and groggy and then my whole day is not really gonna be good because of how late I slept, or there'll be some part of me that still thinks, I wish you spent that half an hour reading yesterday, or I wish you did your face mask because your skin really needs it right now. And it's things like that that made me realize that balance is so important for me to have right now. So now I give myself 1 big task and 2 small tasks. If I get them done by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, then that's fine, then I can actually have time to do what I want. I feel like each day is so valuable, and I want to do it with things that also bring me a lot of joy, not just kind of living life in the same way and doing things for the sake of the future, but just enjoying this present moment. So I've limited myself to doing 1 big thing and 2 small things every single day. So right now I'm working from home, and we all know that all the days can just merge into one really easily, and to stop that from happening, I make sure that I have 1 day a week where I do not touch any of my work, and I have to be really strict with myself. I put my laptop away, I try not to use any of my devices for work things, and I just do something that would make me happy, even if it's cleaning or organizing or scrapbooking, painting, reading, journaling some more, learning something new online, cooking, baking, going for a walk, watching the sunset. There's so many things that I can fill my day with, so I like to spend the entire day just doing things that make me feel full, make me feel whole, and things that I'm doing intentionally rather than just going back into the cycle of work. If you're someone who needs a little bit of help with holding yourself accountable, then just get in touch with someone, set a date every single week that you're gonna go on a hike with them, go for some coffee, or go for a walk with them, and when you involve someone else, you're more likely to stick to it. So then you have something to look forward to, but you also have something to get away from your work and have more of a balance. You could even arrange a Zoom call with anyone in the world and make sure you spend that time talking about something positive or something that has nothing to do with work, and just connecting with someone else is a really great way to disconnect from everything else. Also, if you'd like me to be the person to hold you accountable, you can always send me a message on Instagram and I'll be more than happy to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I post videos every Monday and Thursday. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.